allow me to say some notes before the good gentleman being recognized by the chairman to speak. Mr. Chairman, the original complainant that sent us a complaint, a joint affidavit complaint of Mr. Ramon Dumangcas and Mr. Opus, former executive assistant to Silay City. They were the ones that first submit to us the complaint, at the same time a copy of an ombudsman case against Mayor Judy Gallego and party is not present in today's hearing. That's why, Mr. Chairman, may I move that in the next hearing, we may invite Mr. Ramon Dumangcas and Mr. Opus. Mr. Opus nandito? Nandito ba, Mr. Opus? Mr. Opus, kindly sit na lang po dito. Si Mr. Dumangcas, is he present also? Please. Okay, find a seat na lang po. Thank you, thank you.
Yung pong gustong magsalita, pwede po bang malaman pangalan nila?
Mr. Chair, ako po si Elmer Ken Torres, ang building official po ng Silay.
Ano po?
Building official po ng Silay.
Building official ng Silay.
Oh.
Bakit gusto mo magsalita?
May opening statement lang ako.
Mamaya na siguro yan dahil kami ang magtatanong sa iyo mamaya.
Sige po.
Kasi ikaw ang building official.
Sige po, Your Honor. Thank you.
Now, may I ask me, Mr. Opus and Mr. Opus and Mr. Dumangcas, have you taken your oath? You have taken your oath, Mr. Opus?
Oh, good afternoon.
You have,
Yes, Mr. Chair, we
thank
have
you.
already taken our oath.
Thank you. Mr. Dumangcas, you have taken your oath also? Thank you. Now, before we proceed with the interpellation, Mayor, did I hear you right? Na sinabi mo sa iyong opening statement na yung Republic Act 12009, the new procurement law, is already in effect. Tama po ba yung pagkarinig ko po? Tama? Na kayo, sinabi po ninyo na in effect na yung new Government Procurement Act, otherwise known as Republic Act 12009. Tama ba yung pagkarinig ko na you claim na in effect na ngayon?
Hindi pa, Your Honor.
Hindi pa in effect.
Opo, Your Honor.
Okay. Para lang clear tayo. Kasi wala pang IRR ito eh. Hindi pa yung GPPB. The representative of the Government Procurement Board.
Mr. Chair. Present
Yes.
po.
Di ba wala pang IRR to?
Wala po, Mr. Chair. Ongoing po ng development ng IRR po.
Oh, therefore, hindi pa effective.
Not yet, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Para magkaliwanagan po tayo. Okay. Now, may I request my colleagues to sign up for their interpellation? And as it is the protocol, the author of the resolution is given the first shot for his interpellation. The Honorable Paduano is now recognized for his interpellation. Your Honor, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anyway, Mr. Chair, before I proceed with some clarificatory questions, Mr. Chairman, let me put on record that the statement or the opening remarks being made by the good mayor of Silay City Mayor, just to make it clear, it is not all about the intention of such project. No, hindi po lahat na to is question of the intention to serve the people, to put up projects in our city or municipality and even in barangays. This is all about investigation. It's all about the question how we follow the rules and regulations in all government funds. And that is the mandate of this committee. Now, second, Mr. Chairman, mabuti po, you mentioned about it. The new law, procurement law. Tama po. And that's why in the opening remarks of the good mayor, it is not proper to cite such law because until now it has not yet been implemented at was confirmed by the good representative of the PBB. Tama po, di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yeah. So, next time, Mayor, if you prepare your statement, better be correct because you're quoting a law that is not yet being implemented in this land. So just have a friendly reminder, Mayor Judith. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, my first question is question of the loan agreement with regards to land bank. Because in your opening remarks, you stated that it is false to claim that the loan agreement is between the local government unit of Silay and the LBP. Now, question. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is on record and you're under oath. Last March 2023, eto sa media to and you were interviewed during the time. There were reports that your administration has secured separate loans from LBP and DBP to finance your administration's mega infrastructure project amounting to 1.4 billion. Tama ba o hindi? Mayor.
Your Honor, nung una, nag-apply kami sa, DBP, pero masyadong matagal na hindi sila nakaano.
So, in short, Mayor, sorry, Mayor, I just want to cut you short. Supposedly, you answer is only yes or no. But in short, it is correct that originally the loan agreement is intended for the DBP and the local government unit of Silay. Correct.
For Land Bank of the Philippines only, Your Honor.
No, the original agreement. And Mayor, if I ask some of the councilors, is it only for the land bank of the Philippines or some portion of it is for the DBP? But it was not consummated with the DBP.
Hindi kami nagtuloy sa DBP.
Hindi kayo natuloy, but there is an intention.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, yes. Mayor, eto, napaka-defensive mo kaagad eh. Ano lang muna, relax lang. Tinatanong pa lang naman kita eh. So it is correct that the loan agreement originally is between the DBP and the local government units of Silay. Tama?
Yes, Your
Now, next question. Bakit hindi natuloy yung DBP?
Kasi masyadong matagal, Your Honor, ang sa DBP. Yun ang sa land bank. Nag-ano na kami sa land bank na doon na lang kasi masyadong matagal, wala silang Your Honor, walang response, Your Honor.
With the indulgence of the Honorable Paduano, because the presence of the Honorable Gutierrez is needed po dun sa Committee on Good Government, please allow the chair to acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Ramon Rodrigo Gutierrez of One Rider Party List. Please proceed, Your Honor.
Thank you, Chairman. So the statement of the mayor, for the record, he stated that dahil masyadong matagal ang DBP. Correct.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, that's why, Mr. Chairman, I would like to invite the Development Bank of the Philippines just to confirm if indeed the reason why supposedly the loan agreement between the local government unit of Silay and the DBP has not been consummated because of reason. So again, we may direct the COMSEC to once again invite a DBP representative so that it will be clear to this representation and to this committee that the reason why that such agreement or loan agreement never pursued. Next, Mr. Chairman. Next question is it really 1.4 billion or 1.1 billion, the loan agreement?
1.1, Your Honor.
Again, Mayor, 1.1 was approved. Naaprubahan. Original na is 1.4, tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh. Ayan, Mayor, please. Pakiano lang po, Mayor, pakidiretso. Kasi you're telling half-truth. Well, in fact, in your statement, sabi ko na nga na, sabihin mo na lahat. Now, the original is 1.4. But the loan agreement with Land Bank is what? How much? And yung natanggap niya, yung actual loan agreement that was signed by the local government units and the Land Bank of the Philippines is how much?
1.1, Your Honor.
1.1. Do you confirm, Land Bank?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's only 1.1.
Yes, Your Honor.
But the original proposal is how much?
The original proposal is 1.4 billion, Your Honor, but the 300 was cancelled.
Why it was cancelled?
Yeah, I think it did not push through because the LGU decided not to implement the project yet. But the approved and then the signed loan agreement is 1.1 billion, Your Honor.
Please submit to this committee the original proposal and the signed memorandum agreement between the Land Bank and the local government unit.
It's 1.1 billion, Your Honor.
And I submit to this committee the documents that will prove that indeed the loan agreement between the LGU and the Land Bank of the Philippines is only 1.1 billion. And submit to this committee also the original proposal, which is 1.4 billion.
We could provide, Your Honor. We'll
Okay,
provide.
so you confirm that there is such a proposed memorandum of agreement in the tune of 1.4 billion. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct. Okay. Kindly use the microphone para on record lang po. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. So, the original loan agreement is 1.4 billion. Okay. Now, Mayor, out of that 1.4 billion, supposedly, magkano dapat yung sa LBP, Land Bank of the Philippines, magkano yung sa DBP?
Your Honor, ang sa DBP sana ang plano namin nga mag-loan is 500 million po.
500 million for the
Opo.
DBP.
Yes po.
For the purpose of what?
Purpose of new City Hall, Your Honor.
A copy of such proposal to the DBP? Ay kopya po ba kayo, Mayor?
Mayroon siguro pero hindi pa siguro nadala, Your Honor.
I-submit na lang po before the next hearing. No?
Baka Your Honor sa DBP mayroon yun.
Hindi, kayo. Supposedly, you have a received copy. If indeed you propose such loan agreement, though it was not consummated, you should have a copy about it, about that. Diba? Tama?
Hanapin namin, Your Honor.
Please submit na lang po before the next hearing. And once again, COMSEC is directed, Mr. Chairman, to the Chairman, COMSEC is directed to submit or to require DBP to submit such document being required by this representation, Mr. Chairman.
Noted, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, COMSEC. So at least ngayon malinaw. Now, 1.4, the original proposal, but it's only 1.1. Now, DBP, Land Bank, ayan muna natin DBP. Out of that 1.1 billion proposal, ano bang breakdown yun sa actual? Approve ba?
Sa 1.1 billion, Your Honor, rehab of public market is 300 million. Construction of City College, it's 300 million. Then new government center of 500 million, or a total of 1.1 billion, Your Honor.
So 300 million for the market,
Yes, Your Honor.
another 300 million for what?
City College.
City College.
Yes, Your Honor.
And another 500 million for the,
New Government Center.
so a total of 1.1.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what's the status of that loan as of now?
The status of the loan, Your Honor, we already disbursed first release. Then
How much is the first release and when was that?
initial release for the public market, Your Honor, which was released last October 10, 2023, was 44.9 million. Then for Silay City College, we also disbursed the initial release last October 17, 2023, in the amount of 44.98 million. And then for the new government center, we released just this year, September 6, 2024, in the amount of 74.9 million, Your Honor.
So a total release was out of the 1.1 million.
The total release, the total na lang. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-mm. Your Honor, I'd like to correct for the Silay City College, we already released the second and third release. For the second release, there's 63.72 million, which was released last August 12, 2024. And then for the third release, representing 50% of the project accomplishment, 63.72 million also last August 30, 2024. So a total release of how much? For the 3 term loans, Your Honor, it's 292.414 million.
For the 3 projects.
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
294, almost 300 million
Yes,
na
Your Honor.
release.
Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Now the land bank, since you were required by this committee to submit that that loan agreement, can we ask the land bank what are the requirements? No, I have on record. I have all the records now with regards to the requirement in relation to any loan agreement made by the local government units.
For
And
the
other
local.
government, yeah.
Yes.
What are
Yes.
the requirements?
Yes, Your Honor. The basic requirements, Your Honor, is of course the Bureau of Local Government Finance, BLGF certification as to debt service ceiling, net borrowing capacity. Then we also require the monetary board opinion because that's a legal requirement. Then the basic one is the SB resolution, SB resolution authorizing the local chief executive to contract a loan with land bank. Then it should be ratified by the provincial board. So that's now of course we also require the submission of bidding documents. All the copies of the bid documents before we initially release the loan, Your Honor.
Yung bid documents upon approval of the loan na yon, di ba?
Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Now, question. Have you received all those requirements?
Yes, Your Honor. We received all those documents because we could not also release the loan without those documents because
So,
it also
kindly
passed our
submit na lang
legal.
po. Please submit na lang
Yes,
all
Your Honor.
those requirements being required by your bank, no, on particularly the loan agreement with Silay local government.
Yes,
Please
Your
submit,
Honor.
no? Paki-take note mo ah. Ang dami
Yes,
kong pinapahinihingi. Anyway, and next. So, is the status of the project study is not being required by the land bank?
Come again, Your Honor, the projects.
The project study of such projects to be intended for that loan.
It's part of the local development plan because all projects that the city council or the city council has passed must pass the local development plan. It must be in the either medium-term development plan or the local development plan. So
So you have they have also submitted such a local development plan
We-
to the land bank?
Because it's a thick document, we don't require anymore this document, Mr. Chair, but we require the submission of the copy of the local development plan and the medium-term development plan as one of our bases for the approval.
So mayroon kayo, may kopya kayo.
Yes, Your Honor.
No, kindly submit din para matingnan natin
Yes,
Ah.
Your Honor.
kung kompleto. Now, question of the status of the property.
Your Honor.
Isn't it part of the requirements, the status of the property?
Property for acquisition of lot or
Yeah, for that property in which the project will be implemented.
for the status, because we don't require collateral, Your Honor. So as to status of property, we just require a copy of the document which proves that the property is owned by the city government.
So it's either deed of agreement, no, or
Yes.
deed of donation or deed of sale in favor of the local government.
Yes, Your
May
Honor.
kopya din kayo niyan.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the classification of that property.
As to classification of the property, because we base in our evaluation of the loan, we base it on the comprehensive land use plan of the LGU. So we identify the location and then based on the CLUP or the comprehensive land use plan of the LGU, whatever classification on that specific area, we follow the CLUP classification.
Yun naman problema kayo dyan, land bank. Because CLUP is just a local ordinance.
Mm.
What is being required is the certificate from agricultural. It's all those certificates to reclassify those properties.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that is a national law. And local ordinances will be supposedly inconsistent with national laws. That's why you cannot invoke or you cannot say that the requirements is being required to the LGU is correct and proper without such reclassification.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tama?
Actually, we cross.
Even though there's a reclassification ordinance for that matter, but for as long as, well, in fact, for as long as hindi na comply yung requirements, yung CLUP will not,
Yes, Your Honor, we understand that one, Your Honor. That's why we also cross-refer to if the classification is agricultural, we also require that this lot is not classified is not covered under the agrarian reform. So if the purpose is commercial, we do require some documents that will prove that the specific lot is for conversion into
you're
commercial.
talking about theoretical, but in the case of these projects, city government, market, of course, market is just a renovation. But in the case of City College and the new government center, do you have a copy of the reclassification ordinance?
I think the classification, Mr. Chair, is already under the commercial and
And then that's your presumption because you say I think. But the question is, do you have a document to prove that indeed that property was already reclassified with all those requirements being required by law?
so I'm sorry, Your Honor, it's we pass it to the LGU that the projects that they're going to implement should pass the law because we require a certification from the Bids and Awards Committee that the procurement process and including all the processes undergone by the LGU must pass through the Republic Act 9184 and all the rules and regulation of the government.
Anyway, Mr. Landbank, yun, may problema tayo doon. If you don't have a copy of such, eto, sinasabi lagi natin kasi may CLUP, but the law states, you need a reclassification ordinance and that reclassification ordinance should be based on all those requirements, not only because that is within the CLUP. And it was already proven in my committee with regards to the Mexico transaction. Malinaw po yung mga violation doon. And sabi ko na nga, all LGUs should comply and all those loan agreement with all government institutions should be complied with.
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, part of our condition, Your Honor, is joint certification by the Bids and Awards Committee Chairman and the local chief executive that the LGU has complied with RA 9184 as well as COA rules and regulations.
Mr. Lanbang, ayun ang kasi yung kinagawian nyo eh. Alam ko na yun, pati DBP. That's why I want DBP to be present because the agreement supposedly that was hatched with the DBP coincided with the loan agreement being made also by Mexico and Pampanga. Unfortunately, or fortunately, for the people of this republic, for the government, that loan agreement was cancelled by DBP because of all such documents being required by our existing laws was not complied with. Anyway, pagbigyan kita dyan, but yung sinasabi ko, if there will be a case, there will be a case. Ang sinasabi ko lang, si LUP, hindi pwedeng maging basis. That was also the argument of the Mexico Pampanga local government. But the thing is, walang requirements for the conversion of all those properties before a municipal ordinance will be approved and also approved with the province of Negros Occidental for that matter. Fortunately for the government, during the time, nakabinbin yung approval of such ordinance by the Mexico Pampanga. Kaya pinakin sila ng DBP, yung loan agreement na yon. I am not conclusive with regards to the Silay, what happened to Silay, but what I am saying is, LUP cannot go beyond national laws. And dapat you check about it, no? Yung mga requirements nyo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please submit na lang po. That includes the concurrent resolution of the province of Negros Occidental giving authority to Mayor of Silay. Yung loan agreement.
We will submit, Your Honor.
Yeah. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, I as of now, yan lang muna. Marami pa akong itatanong, but I will give the floor to the other members. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, ako, may tanong lang ako.
You want to interpolate, Honorable Fernandez?
Yeah, kasi kanina I'm just listening meron lang pumasok sa mga isip ko eh. Baka
You have the
mawala.
floor.
Hindi naman to masyadong madami, konti din lang. Kanina while I was listening, medyo napag-usapan doon po yung Mayor Gallego. Nakipag-usap po kayo sa Development Bank of the Philippines. No?
Yes, Your Honor.
At dun sa pakikipag-usap po nyon, sinasabi niyo po kanina na matagal yung usapan, kaya pumunta po kayo sa Land Bank of the Philippines. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, have you secured an authority to negotiate with the Development Bank of the Philippines? Nakakuha po ba kayo ng authority to negotiate with DBP sa ating pong konseho?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you kindly give us the authority that was given to you by the council? Andito mga councilor, di ba? So, sino po ba ang vice mayor? Sino yung mga councilor? Did you give an authority to the mayor? Andito naman ang mga konsehal. Pwede po natin tanongin ang mga konsehal. Sino po ang chairman ng Committee on Finance?
Mr. Chairman, good morning.
Councilor
Councilor Pinuela.
Jan. So, ikaw yung chairman ng Committee on APRO on Finance.
Yes,
So, did you secure and did you approve a authority to negotiate with the DBP?
yes, Mr. Chair.
Anong date po yan?
resolution number 22-166 on August 23, 2022. We unanimously passed the authority giving mayor to negotiate and to sign pertaining documents regarding the Land Bank of the Philippines and the DBP.
Okay, so can you kindly submit it to us, no, yung authority that was given? And then, and thereby, after the negotiation failed, you secure another authority to negotiate with the land bank.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Can you also submit to us?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So, did you also have the documents pertaining to the loan agreement? Yung to enter into the authority that was given to the mayor.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, can you kindly submit to us as well? Meron din kayong loan agreement that entered into with the DBP?
Just a resolution, Mr. Chair,
Resolution on,
when we pass the granting authority to mayor, Mr. Chair.
so authority lang to negotiate.
Yan,
Then afterwards,
to negotiate and sign a pertaining loan document, Mr. Chair.
so negotiate and
And to sign documents pertaining the loan application of the.
can you kindly submit to us para makita po natin sa ngayon, no? So the 1.4 billion was discussed with DBP Mayor Gallego. The 1.4 billion loan was discussed with Development Bank of the Philippines. Yes or no lang po naman?
No,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Yung pong na-discuss po nyo sa DBP yung 1.4 billion
500 million only, Your Honor, sa DBP po.
sa DBP po yun.
Opo, opo.
Saan nyo na-discuss yung 1.4 billion?
Sa Land Bank of the Philippines po.
Sa Land Bank.
Opo.
So yung 500 sa DBP.
Hindi po. Lahat sa Land Bank lahat po.
So anong diniscuss nyo po sa DBP?
Yung una namin na mag-apply, Your Honor, 500 million sa DBP and 600 million sa Land Bank of the Philippines, Your Honor.
So isang 500 sa DBP at 600 sa Land Bank.
Opo, Your Honor.
So dalawang resolution po ginawa nyo. Isang August 2023 saka anong petsa yung sa Land Bank?
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
can I?
Councilor.
Actually, August 23, 2022, Mr. Chair, include na po dyan yung 900 million for LB, Land Bank, and 500 million for DBP, Mr. Chairman.
So in other words, dalawang bangko ang nilagay nyo sa resolution. So the authority that was given to the mayor was to negotiate with the Land Bank and Development Bank of the Philippines. Why two? Why don't you think it will be more harder para po sa inyo na mag-negotiate sa dalawang bangko? Ano naging wisdom po ninyo? Bakit dalawang bangko po yung inyong pinili?
Para naman po, Your Mayor, makaano man ang Land Bank at saka ang DBP. Nga dalawang bank po ang kuna namin ng loan sana po, Your Honor.
At ano po naman nakuha yung advantage nung talking with the two banks instead of taking and negotiating with one bank alone?
Ang advantage dati, Your Honor, is yung may offer sila na parang ano yun, may mababa ang interest rate, Your Honor.
Sino mas mababa interest rate? Land Bank o the Development Bank? Sino mas mababa ang interest rate? DBP or LB?
Hindi ko na natandaan, Your Honor, ang...
Mayor, we're talking about 1.1 billion. Di mo alam ang yung interest rate? Sino mas mababa interest rate? Ang tinatanong ko.
I think...
Land Bank or Development Bank of the Philippines?
I think...
Hindi mo dapat I think. Dapat hindi I think. Dapat alam mo kung sino mas mababa interest rate. Kasi binigyan ka ng pagkakataon na mag-negotiate sa dalawang bangko. Ang tinatanong ko sa iyo, alin ang mas mababang interest, Land Bank o Development Bank of the Philippines?
Pareho ata, Your Honor.
Hindi ata dito, sino nandyan? Land Bank? Development Bank of the Philippines.
Mayor, nare-realize nyo ba yung consequence ng pagsagot nyo sa katanungan ni Honorable Fernandez na you do not even know yung kung alin bangko ang mas mababa ang interest rate? Are you trying to tell this committee that na hindi nyo po alam kung sino sa dalawang bangko ang may lower interest rate samantalang kayo nanghihiram? Hindi ba dapat logical at saka legally dapat hanapin mo yung lower interest at hindi nyo alam yon?
Pareho lang, Your Honor, ang
Sabi ko
interest
pa
rate. Parehas lang, Your Honor. Pareho lang.
Parehas.
Opo.
Yun ang alam ninyo.
Opo, Your
Eh
Honor.
sagutin nyo si Honorable Fernandez ng ganun.
Okay, Consular, since parehas, Consular, Finance, what is the interest rate of the Land Bank of the Philippines on your loan? Yung 1.1 billion, magkano interest rate?
Mr. Chair, can I refer to my document first so that I can answer the accurate?
Alam mo, loan to ha, utang to
Yeah.
ng taong bayan.
Yes, Mr.
Dapat
Chair.
alam niyo kung magkano ang interest rate niyan. Kasi magbabayad niyan yung mga mamamayan natin.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
First time ba nag-loan ang Silay?
In my term, sir, first time, sir, on previous administration, I think pila na mag-loan.
Yung bank chairman, sinong bank chairman ninyo? O finance officer ng legal officer, magkano ang interest rate ng loan? Kung pinili nyo ang Land Bank over DBP, siguro mas mababa, I'm pretty sure, mas mababa ang Land Bank. Di ba? Kasi pinili nyo eh. Di ba?
Yung pagkakaalam ko po kasi based on the current, kung ano yung nagiging current, yun yung, wala naman kasi fix eh. Kung ano yung
Attorney,
current rate of
sandali.
interest,
Sandali, you have a loan agreement with Land Bank.
yes po.
And of course, nakalagay yun. Hindi mo sasabihin pa pwedeng walang fix. Nakalagay yun sa first 2 years, ilan ang interest rate. Sa proceeding year, ganun din po yan. Hindi po pwedeng sinasabi nyo wala.
Meron po yun.
Meron yun, naka-specify. Wait, attorney. Naka-specify po yan sa loan agreement to ninyo. Being the city legal officer of Silay, alam nyo ano yung pinirmahan ni Mayor. Magkano yung interest rate that was signed by the Mayor?
Hindi ko na po matandaan. Pero meron po yun. Tama po kayo, merong agreement. Nandoon po yun. Ewan ko kung sinong may hawak nun na parang nasa treasurer yata po eh. Sa Land Bank meron po yun. Pero originally po, if you will allow me, kasi merong una na negotiation yata yung previous administration sa City Hall. So yung DBP nagpunta rin kay Mayor, tapos yung Land Bank may offer din. So kung sino yung mababa, parang naghahabulan sila. Pero siyempre hindi naman nila pwedeng i-violate yung current rate. So sa current rate kami nag-settle. Yun po yung inilagay sa contract na inaprubahan ng Sangguniang Panlungsod po. Siyempre si Mayor gusto niya rin na maghati yung dalawa. Halos parehas lang naman po kasi based on current rate. So yung DBP kung parang mayroong proposal na sa previous administration. So sabi ni Mayor 500 na lang yung sa inyo. Yung sa Land Bank is 900. So nagkausap naman po yun. So yung Land Bank na-approve po yung 900 originally. Kaya lang po, medyo yung sa DBP parang naghintay kami ng matagal. Wala naman pong advice. Yung Land Bank po talagang nag-a-advise sa amin from day to day. No? Opo, ganun po yun.
Okay, attorney, okay na.
Thank you
Land
po.
Bank, andito pala Land Bank. Land Bank, can we have a accurate answer on the interest rate that was signed by Land Bank and the Silay government?
Yeah, the accurate interest rate that we're charging is prevailing bank rate at the time of release or availment, subject to quarterly repricing.
How much?
Prevailing bank rate,
How much nga?
it's BVAL. Our prevailing pricing right now, Your Honor, is based on BVAL rate, Bloomberg valuation rate, which is used by banks, plus a spread based on credit rating of the LGU, which is prime. The rating of the LGU is prime rating,
Hindi nga,
Your Honor.
Sir, pakisagot na lang, 6%, 5%, ilan ba?
Because it's depende, it will change every day kasi Your Honor. So right now, the latest pricing is 5.6%. Yung latest namin na repricing.
So, ang nilagay nyo sa contract nyo is, nagdedepende kayo sa daily change of the interest rate?
Yes, that's prevailing bank rate at the time of release or at the time of repricing, Your Honor.
Pumayag kayo, Mayor, na gano'n ang inyong kontrata? Hindi kayo nag-fix rate?
Yun ang pinakamababa, Your Honor.
Hindi dapat